I don't want to get up. Good morning. Man, it was a cold night last night. Got down below freezing. And even though I was wearing all these clothes, I was still a little bit cold. It's time to pack up and hit the road. So I got about 30 miles to ride back to my van today. And it should be a good one. Here we go. So this new sleeping mat, it worked pretty well. The REI Flash. Yeah, it kept me warm, kept me off the ground, didn't pop overnight. Yeah, and it's small. That's what I like. It rolls up really small. Okay, I'm back out on the road. It is way less windy than it was yesterday. Yesterday was crazy. There were times where I was struggling just to keep the bike in a straight line because of the wind. There is still a wind in the air today, but it's not nearly as fierce as it was yesterday. So I got about 35 miles to bike back to my van today. Should be a good one. Hopefully not too hilly, but here we go. Well, it's been a good ride. I planned on going about 60 miles over the course of these 2 days. I ended up doing about 80. I'm pretty hungry. Otherwise, feel good. There's the van. Whew. I'm tired. Well, so a quick summary of the tour. I ended up cycling about 80 miles. I had only planned to go about 60, so I did pretty well. The bike performed really well. And although I wish like there was like a magical uphill button that you pressed, you know, that made it easier to climb hills. That wasn't necessarily the case. Going downhill was just as fun as going downhill on any other bike, and going uphill was just as difficult as going uphill on any other bike. The overall weight with all the bags and everything on there didn't really affect me all that much. I didn't feel it. It was nice. Nothing really bounced around. I kind of thought this handlebar bag would bounce more, but no, it was really nice. The only bag that really gave me problems was the frame pack, which the frame pack down here, the first time I packed it, you can see if I tilt the bike this way, it sticks out quite a bit on the sides, like where your knees pedal, you know? And the first time I packed the bike, I kind of packed it too wide. So this morning, I made sure to pack the frame pack a little bit narrower, and that way my knees weren't rubbing up against the bag today like they were a little bit yesterday. Also, this little Velcro strap right here kept hitting my leg, but I'm just gonna cut it off. They make it long so that if you're using a different type of bicycle, it'll fit. But now that I know I just need this much Velcro, I'm just gonna cut that strap off, and that'll eliminate that problem of that thing rubbing up against my leg. Otherwise, yeah, it was great. Bike and bags performed wonderfully. So the time has come for me to finally leave Flagstaff, Arizona. I've been here a long time. The last 2 days I was in town getting my car fixed. I had to pay $1,500 to get my brakes and my shocks on the van fixed. So got a new master cylinder, new struts on front and back, and hopefully I can stop my car when we get to the Grand Canyon. But before I leave town, I gotta do my laundry, buy some food, return this Redbox movie that I watched last night. I watched A Ghost Story. Whoa. Didn't have the camera tied down. But I watched this movie called A Ghost Story, which was really good. I'd recommend it if you're into that sort of thing. But yeah, so just heading into town now. Got a couple errands to run, and then I have a 4-hour drive to the north rim of the Grand Canyon. Alright, so here is my campsite just outside of the Grand Canyon, the north rim of the Grand Canyon. And as you can see, the sun here is about to set. It's 5:51 right now, 5:51 p.m. The sun sets at like 6:15. So, yeah, it's gonna get dark very, very soon. But I'm glad I made it here just in time. So tonight, just gonna spend the night in the van. I'm gonna pack up my new Chumba Ursa 29 plus bikepacking bicycle for my ride tomorrow, because it's gonna be mainly off-road cycling. So on like roads very similar to what you see behind me, like this sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna pack up the bike, get ready to go, and tomorrow it should be a good ride. I'm not, like I said, I don't know how far it is exactly, but maybe 25-30 miles, which should be good, and then spend the night somewhere near the edge of the Grand Canyon. Do you see those cars going past? There's a bunch of fire trucks up here right now. They're doing a controlled burn, and you can't see it from behind all the trees here, but over in this direction there is a ton of smoke kind of going over the Grand Canyon. And they had signs all along the road during my drive today saying, don't worry, it's a controlled burn, you don't have to report it, please don't report it to the police or whatever. And so yeah, there's tons of fire trucks up here right now, but the sun is setting, it's cold. I'm gonna jump inside the van, get ready for nightfall. So one of the things that I accomplished today was I went to the laundromat and I washed all of my clothes. And this was only the second time on this whole trip, I've been on the road for a month now, that I've washed my clothes. So it's really, really nice. It smells in the van because it smells like laundry detergent. But it's really nice to have clean clothes. And so I'm organizing them all now and getting the clothes out that I need for tomorrow's bike ride and all that sort of thing. One of the other things that I've come to realize about this whole van life thing is that there's a lot of organization that needs to take place on a daily basis. It's unlike at home where everything kind of has its place and it's very easy to just grab it and put it away. Things here kind of overlap, and so that means like I'm constantly having to reorganize how the van is set up. And maybe if I had gotten a bigger van that had some shelving and stuff like that, I wouldn't have these problems so much. Like every day I have to fold and unfold my bed, for example, or put up these window coverings and that sort of thing. So all that takes time, and like now I'm folding all my clothes up into this little bag. They have to fit inside that one bag, because that's where I have to put them. So it's just, I don't know, if you're planning to do a trip where you live in your car, just know that there's like a lot of organization stuff that you're gonna have to do almost on a daily basis, just to keep your van clean and make sure it doesn't look too much like there's a homeless person living in a van down by the river.